Hello, dear students. As a part of mental strengthening lessons, here we are with our lesson 2. Okay. Today, I have come here to discuss about habits and how to organize the habits. Okay. We know habits, we have habits. What exactly are habits? Please understand, habits are internalized principles. See, we execute them, we operate them, we follow them subconsciously because they have so strongly become part of our life. Like thread by thread, every day we join and make a strong rope. Brick by brick we place, and with cement we paste it so that it becomes a strong wall. Likewise, habits would have become so strong and become part and parcel of our life. Now, how is a habit developed? See, habit is an overlap of three aspects, children. One is what and why, means the knowledge of doing it. So, if we know what to do and why to do, we have the knowledge to do it, we start doing it. Then, number two, the skill of how to do it, means because we know how to execute it, we have been doing it successfully. And three, most important, we want to do it, the desire of doing it. And remember, habit is always a combination of these three. Any of these three elements misses out. That is the knowledge, what and why to do it. Number two, the skill, how to do it. And number three, the desire, want to do it. Any one of these three elements misses out, it will not become a habit for you. We know reading some good self-help books will grow us big. Now, we know what to do and why to do, because to grow as a person, we need to read these books, and we know how to select the books, what kind of books also. So knowledge part is good. Then coming to the skills, what kind of skills does it need? Concentration, language skills to read, comprehend and understand, then writing skills to make notes and revise it, and following skills. So we have skill part, that is how to do it. We have knowledge part, why and what to do. But if we don't have a strong desire, if somebody is forcing upon you that you have to do it, would you start reading such books every day? No. Now, the first two elements, knowledge and skill, can be developed, but desire is something that is most crucial. Now comes a question, if these three elements are really compulsory, then why do we end up developing some undesirable habits? Believe me, see, nobody wants to, get addicted to smoking and spoil his health and get cancer eventually. Nobody wants to be addicted to alcohol and become an alcoholic and then spoil his liver and die eventually an early death. Nobody wants to be addicted to screen, spend hours together on mobile gaming or watching TV and waste crucial hours of time, precious hours of time, and spoil the progress in life. Nobody wants to do it. So the desire part is not there. Still, it is becoming a habit, and the two very strong habit. How come? The answer is simple. You have the knowledge of it, what to do, to smoke, to watch TV, to drink, and you have the skill to do it. That doesn't demand a lot of skill also. But though you don't really have a desire to do it, though you know that it is not good for us to do it, yet you start doing it because it might be providing some psychological pleasure to us. In the quest of psychological pleasure, we might have started, and slowly, unknowingly, it would have developed a burning desire in us automatically. So that's how we develop undesired habits also, undesirable habits also. Clear? Now, the task in our life right now, if we really want to progress as a human being, if we don't want to live a mediocre life, if we don't like ourselves, how we are going right now, what we are doing right now, if we really don't like ourselves right now, then we have two tasks to do. One is breaking or stopping or avoiding or removing undesirable habits in our life right now and adding some desirable, useful, good habits. First, let us talk about breaking undesirable habits. Students, please understand, breaking a given habit is a very difficult task. I agree, but not an impossible task. I have seen in my own close circle, I have seen people who were addicted years together to smoking. Just because of one or two strong reasons, they have quit it permanently just like that overnight, while maintaining and sustaining their health also. So it is not impossible, but it is difficult and needs a lot of effort. But how long does it need a lot of effort? It's like launching a spaceship. You must have known, if you know the fundamental principles of launching a spaceship, majority of the energy while launching a spaceship is consumed for spaceship to escape the gravitational pull of the earth. That means even if you have to overcome a bad habit, the initial few days where that attraction or the pull, the infatuation that you have is overcome are most crucial. That is first part. Now to develop a new habit, the second part of it. To develop a new habit, it takes a consistent effort to make it part and parcel of our life. You know the very old 21 days theory, but believe me, the 21 days theory is not 100% true. 21 days theory means following a habit, following an activity continuously for 21 days without breaks makes it a habit for you, has been an existing theory. That's though is true, will help you develop into a habit only 10%. As it is shown here, it takes 66 days for the habit to become 50% habitual to you, for an activity to become 50% habitual to you, for an activity to gain command over you up to 50%. And in order that to become 100%, it takes totally 254 days. How many? 254 days. Now if I pause for 10 seconds, in your minds right now, what you will be thinking is, oh my God, that's too long. Seriously, can we really practice for 254 days? Please understand, it's not too long. If you observe closely, it is less than a year. It's less than 365 days. It is just 254 days we are talking about. If we could plan, practice, and achieve sincerely, see, your mental focus is required up to 66 days. Then it becomes part of your life. And then if you sincerely follow it for 254 days, it becomes your lifetime. Now, for a lifetime achievement, and in certain cases, it becomes so permanent that it stays even after your life. How does my habit stay even after my life? It's so simple. Some of the habits might be so constructive that it initiates certain activities in your life where you leave your mark in this society. You leave your mark in this world, that people keep remembering you, people keep remembering your deeds even after your death. So, for something that is going to remain for an infinite amount of time, is it too difficult to spend mere 254 days? So first, make up your mind. Then remaining things I'll tell you what to do. So to overcome an existing bad habit, what it needs is to overcome the attraction pull that you have right now. So you need to work until then. Whereas to develop a new habit, you have to consistently, with mental focus, practice up to 66 days, and without leaving, continue up to 254 days for that to become part and parcel of your life, like brushing your teeth, sleeping every day, waking up at a given time. Like all these things, even this becomes part and parcel of your life. Okay. Now, let us focus upon ourselves to achieve either of these two things. That is, to remove a bad habit from our life or to add a new good habit to our life. What are the various aspects to be followed, remembered, and followed strictly. Children, first thing you do is please list out, make two lists. One, all the existing habits. Two, separate the habits to be removed from our life. Then second thing you need to do is list the habits which you need to develop for growing as a person. Please understand there are two things. One, survive. Two, progress. See, if we continue what we are doing, we will survive. If we need to grow big in life, if we need to progress, we need to do something new in life. So to continue and survive, we need to remove bad habits. And to progress in life, we need to add new good habits. For either cases, first what you do, list out the existing habits and separate all the undesirable or bad habits that you need to remove. Number two, you list out the most important good habits that you need to incorporate in your life. Now, after making a list might be too big for some ambitious people. And most of us are ambitious in life. I can't deny the fact. So list might come out too big, and that is not good for you. Please understand, too many tasks at a time increases the burden, decreases the interest, and we will not be able to achieve even a single thing. That's why prioritize. Please put the most important ones, like most important, list 1, 2, 3, 4, ranking among the undesirable habits to be removed. Give the ranking. The first and most important one to be immediately removed. Second most important one to be immediately removed, and so on. Similarly, you might have listed a huge number of new habits to be added, but again, that's not safe. So give priority. The first and foremost in order to progress and for the nearest goals of my life. For the nearest goals of my life, which new habit would be the most appropriate? Likewise, you prioritize. After prioritizing and deciding the most important habits and selecting a number, at the end, I'll ask you to pick a minimum number, but you can think. After doing that, start asking questions. Already I told you, for something to become a habit, you need three aspects: the knowledge of what and why to do it, the skill of how to do it, and the desire want to do it. So please understand, the desire want to do it will automatically develop. So please list out what to do it, why to do, and how to do. If you could clearly document on a given paper for each habit these three questions, what, why, and how, then automatically it will become easy for you to start executing it. Now, after getting a clarity of why and what to do it, start discussing your ideas with the people around you. I'll give you, for example, see, previously, I'll give few examples from my own life. Previously, I was telling prioritizing is very important, right? Last year, when I understood this and I became aware of, habit organization, I also started doing this work. Please understand, I'm teaching a lesson that I have been following past 1 year. Okay. So I have decided among too many things, first let me give this year to two aspects. One is food eating habits of my life, and second one is exercising, physical stressing habits of my life to maintain my health. Okay. So for the past entire year, I focused on only these two aspects. Please understand that. Then number two, I was talking about what to do, how to do, why to do, right? Let me talk about the physical exercise part. When I wanted to understand physical exercising, I have understood clearly, see, joining a yoga club or joining a gym or planning a daily walk or daily jog will at some point break, because if you find some company, they may not be consistent with you and your mind also may not be focused. That's why I have selected playing badminton. See, I have analyzed what and how to do and understood that if it is a kind of game thing, we will be focused, we will develop interest, and we will get a consistent company also from friends and family. And that was absolutely true. we have been successfully, we have made a team of 4 people and successfully been playing until this lockdown. We have been successfully playing every day 1 hour, including the weekends, badminton, for which monthly I am paying good amount to that club also. So that's how you plan. By doing what and by doing how, I'll be able to sustain it. And coming back to an example related to discussing with the people around you. See, I have been in hostel since my childhood, starting from my 6th class until my PG, until my MSc, I have been a hostler. So there has always been that craving for, eating food, because in hostel you miss eating good food, right? Once I started earning, once I became independent, I started satisfying all that craving. And especially after coming to Bangalore and becoming very busy with my day-to-day activities, morning and afternoon we'll be busy with the work, and night is the time when we sit with family peacefully and eat. Even my wife at home will be very happy to cook for me because I'll be sitting leisurely and eating. So I started eating like anything, in the nights. Frankly speaking, according to dietitians, it should be the reverse order. The breakfast should be done like test match. Lunch should be done like one-day match, and then the supper should be done like T20. But in my case, it was a bit reverse. I was doing supper like test match, which had good amount of effect in my physiology as well as in my personality. Now, last year I have recognized that and I have understood late night eating, and that too overeating during late nights, is not good. Now, what I did regarding that, consistently for a period of 1.5 to 2 weeks, I went on pestering in my wife's ears the problems I am facing because of late night eating. Now what happened? And I have been expressing my desire with her, no, to eat early and to finish eating early and then eating less during the nights. Now what happened? Because I have eaten her head like anything. Number one, she started cooking less items for the nights. And number two, she started, pestering me as soon as I reach home. She started pestering me to sit and eat first, not, taking calls or doing some other works and eating late. She started, forcing me to eat first and then take care of any other activities. And number three, most important, she started pinching me with words. That helps you a lot. She started pinching me with words. You will eat late and you will eat too much and you will keep complaining to me again and again that you are having problems. Please don't do that. Please eat early. Please eat less. There were days when I asked her to give curd, she stopped me. Okay, you have eaten enough. Manage with rasam today. That helped me. And believe me, past 1 year, it was almost never that I ate after 8 p.m. And of course, since lockdown, we are a bit mentally free, I'm not eating after sunset. Almost past 1 month, I'm not eating after sunset. And you don't believe me how comfortable we feel when we wake up in the morning. So when I'm waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning, doing Surya Namaskaras and Pranayama has become very, very comfortable task for me. Whereas previously it was a little difficult to bend. Now, because I'm eating latest at 6 p.m., tomorrow morning, I'm feeling very light, very active, and feel like running to go and do Surya Namaskaras and Pranayama, which is very comfortable. So that's what. Discussing with people around you and, telling them your desires helps them remind you. So that helps you a lot. Are you understanding? Then keep reminders. Keep plenty of reminders around you, like yellow sticky notes on the walls wherever you roam around, or the screenshots, like, walls, what do you call them? Wall screens on your mobile, which keep reminding you. Likewise, as many tools as possible. If you take my mobile, open the calendar, for each day you will see a big list of activities to be done that day. Previous night, I'll be marking them there so that it'll keep giving me alarms, so that if I get carried away with other things and forget also, it'll be reminding me. Then I keep creating these fake WhatsApp groups. where I add any one of my family member and delete them immediately. The group remains so that I'll keep posting intent. Likewise, I have group with the name pending discussions. I have group with the name pending payments. I have group with the name pending activities or pending works. I have group with the name, counseling thoughts. Like when I get good thoughts, I have to, post there so that I'm planning to write blogs in the future and all. So whenever I get some thoughts, immediately I'll post in that group. Whenever some work is assigned or I plan to do some work, I'll note it in the pending works. If I have something to talk to my managements or to my staff or anybody, I'll post immediately in the group pending discussions. This is the way we utilize the technology. You understand? So try to keep reminders everywhere so that things will be there with you, because this gets carried away very easily. So we are not allowing that to do. Okay. And then most important, maintain a diary. Children, diary writing is such a fabulous habit that it helps you grow as a person within very short time after you started using it. I maintain 3 diaries every day. One work diary in which every night I write what I have done that day, professionally as well as personally, for personal works as well as professional works. And 2, I write what I need to do tomorrow. Then tomorrow again, when I take that work diary, I'll be cross-checking and making markers against yesterday's page, what I have noted, and I write the details of it in done activities, and then write today what to be done tomorrow. Then diary number 2 I maintain is the diary of my lessons. Like I might have read a book from which I got a good point, or while talking to a person, he or she shared me good knowledge. I feel like, documenting it. Or while having experiences in life, like talking to people, had some fight, had an experience from that, had a chat and had an experience from that, or I talked to somebody and that helped them and helped me experience something good about it. Likewise, life's lessons through experiences, or reading or watching videos, whatever is there, to write them, I'll maintain a diary. Then one third diary I started during July 2019, when I had a lovely girl child after 12 years of my marriage, of course. Now, when she reaches an age of reading and understanding things, I want to present her an almanac of her growth. During which time, what she has done, during what point of time she started turning around, during which time of her age she started crawling, etc., etc., etc. Recently, my brother was asking me, when did your daughter started crawling? Within 2 minutes, I scrolled the pages of the diary and told her it is January 16th. So likewise. So I want to present an almanac to my child after 3 or 4 years when she starts reading and understanding, so that she will have all memories of her life carefully stored. So these things not only, help you grow as a person, but, helps the people around you grow along with you. So if you want to maintain a habit consistently, you need to maintain a diary. Very important. Then after doing all these things, listing out and asking questions and analyzing why to do, what to do, how to do, and then they are discussing with people around you, making strategies and discussing with people around you, and then planning to maintain a diary. After doing all these things, despite so many things, keeping reminders, maintaining diary, doing everything, despite this, believe me, we tend to get carried away. See, for example, watching TV or spending hours together on mobile, too much of screen time is a bad habit you have decided to remove from your list. Good. Now, reading some good self-help books, you want to add it as a new habit to your life. Now you see, reducing this and organizing this and maintaining fixed timing for this screen time helps you maintain time for this self-help book reading. Now, If you still did not get command on this, automatically this will be affecting this. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So obviously we tend to get carried away. Obviously, for example, regarding the eating habits of mine I was talking about, you don't believe me how many times past 1 year a little hunger or a little mood off or a little thinking towards any food or any good delicious item there at kitchen, any snack or anything there in the kitchen trying to attract me, how many times after 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. I might have felt like, eating something or munching something. It needs a lot of self control to avoid that. Even 2 days back, I have faced it, and I told myself very strongly, if you want to wake up very peacefully and happy, I try to put myself in the shoes of that early morning time. When I eat a late night snack, how I feel in the morning. When I don't eat anything late night and wake up, how I feel in the morning. I try to put myself in the shoes of early morning. Then I understood, let us not eat it. I could control myself. I deviated immediately myself and I went on with some other thing and woke up early in the morning very happily like that. But there were times when I ate a late night snack. Maybe I was watching a late night movie, so felt like eating a late night snack and felt bad in the morning. But still, because the percentage was less, I could manage with it. Otherwise, I could not. Maybe because I have gained a little mental maturity since few years, as I have been in a responsible job of maintaining an institution that has hundreds of students, tens of staff, and I'm accountable to many people. But in your case, it may not be like that, right? So distractions could be too many, and it may be very easy for you to get carried away. That is why the most important aspect of it is you must have a monitoring system. For that, what should you do? Hand over rights on yourself to one of the close members of your family who will be observing you closely. Be it mother, be it father, be it sister, be it brother. And tell them, handing over yourself means tell them your plans of action. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is the habit I want to develop. And then tell them, if you see me deviating from it consistently for 2 to 3 days, fourth day, assign me some serious task at home. Say, I'll be doing all the dishes at home that day. Anyhow, we are in lockdown right now. That helps a lot. I'll be doing sweeping of the entire house that day. Or I'll be washing the clothes of entire family that day without the help of washing machine. Something like that. Something very big thing that you would feel terrified rather and feel better to do this rather than suffering from that. I'm telling you, we need very strong monitor. We need very strong pressure. Positive pressure. Please understand, stress or pressure is good as long as it does not enter into depression. So there are two things, positive stress and negative stress. Negative stress always pushes into depression. But these are positive stresses. They are good for our life. So tell your mother or tell your father, whomever you selected as monitor, if I don't follow this, put me into this. Don't allow me escape from this. Okay, at least whether you follow that punishment or not, they reminder and they'll be sarcastic, obviously, and that sarcasm pinches you here. That's what happened with me many times also. So if sarcasm pinches your heart, automatically you feel like doing it. That's why keep someone as a very strong monitor for yourself, and always keep a stronger person with whom you don't share a comfort zone. Say, for example, mother listens to you very nicely and she is a little vulnerable to you, then don't select mother. Or in case of girls, it might be reverse. Father might be more vulnerable to you. Don't put father as monitor, put mother as monitor. Initially, if you take such challenging tasks only, you will be able to sustain with the habit. Please understand that. Now, I have finished what I have to tell you. So now I am giving you exercises. Identify 2 new habits to be developed and 2 existing undesirable habits to be avoided. Okay. So I am bringing down the number to only 2 for next 254 days. Don't keep anything. That's why I asked you to put a priority list. From your priority list, number 1 and number 2, don't keep more than 2. Please understand, we have whole life to build our habits. Don't worry. These next 254 days, we will build these 2 habits. Means 2 removals and 2 additions. Later, for the next 254 days, after getting command on these things, we can go to the others, no issues. Okay. So after doing that, please list out the reasons why you need to do these things, why those 2 habits have to be removed from your life, how they may affect the future. Please put the terrible picture of your future. If I continue with these habits, what may happen? Similar way, list out why these 2 habits have to be added to your life. Please put that beautiful picture of your future if these 2 habits are added to your life. Then draft a plan of action. How to achieve it? I told you, in case of exercising, selecting badminton. In case of food eating habits, keeping my wife as a monitor and keeping her informed, and pestering with her about my problems so that she would start asking me to stop doing it. Likewise, draft a right plan of action to consistently maintain them, and then select the monitor. Who is it going to be? Mother or father or sister or brother or any uncle or any grandparents at home? Select the monitor and give your plan of action to the monitor and ask them to monitor and decide your punishments also. Let your monitor decide the punishments, or you decide the punishments for yourself and select them. Children, please understand, it would always be great to be recognized as great, but that comes with a little effort. While making efforts, we just get carried away and we don't make efforts. And tomorrow, when someone else who is much, much, much lower in standards, are much, much, much less capable than you, are much, much, much less talented than you, are achieving better than you, you will be opening your mouth and looking at them. Oh my God, that guy could do it. Why couldn't I? So please understand. And as Mahatma Gandhi says, strength does not come from physical capacity, it comes from your willpower. Now, where from willpower come? Please understand, as James Gordon says, it is not that some people have willpower and some people don't. No, it's that some people are ready to change and others are not. So please understand, if you are ready to change, you will automatically get that willpower required. If you are not ready to change, okay, you forget that you have listened to this video all along. Okay, so hope you will start doing that exercise. Please share your experiences, your thoughts, what habits you have selected, what plan of action you have done, etc. with your mentors. And while drafting a plan of action or while selecting a habits to remove or to add, any support or guidance you need, either you mention in the comment box of YouTube, or all of you might be having my phone number, ping me in WhatsApp. I'll respond to you and guide you how to proceed. All the best. Thank you.